As you may know already, or not, depending on if you eat fast food, Taco Bell Mexican Pizza was discontinued from the menu in November 2020. They brought it back May 19th this year just to have it sell out before May was even over. And as far as I know, it's been temporarily pulled from the menu. So here's a tweet from Taco Bell regarding the shortage.
Turns out we underestimated how many of you love Mexican pizza, 7 times more than we expected to be exact. We are working as fast as we can to restock Mexican pizza ingredients. We'll need some time to replenish our supplies, but when it comes back, we promise it's here to stay.
Clearly, it's an item that people love, but it's very high in calories, fat, and processed ingredients. So for today's challenge, I'll be answering 3 questions. 1, is it possible to make a healthier copycat of Taco Bell's Mexican pizza? 2, can I make it vegan? 3, can I make it taste even better? And I believe that the answer to all of these questions is yes.
Let's see if I can break down the Taco Bell ingredients in order to copycat the recipe. This is how it's listed on Taco Bell's website. So we have seasoned beef, refried beans, 2 Mexican pizza shells, which are aka fried flour tortillas, Mexican pizza sauce, which is similar to enchilada sauce, 3 cheese blend, and tomatoes. I believe I can find a healthier combination of all these ingredients.
So, for this Flex to Fit journey, I'm making a vegan copycat recipe of Taco Bell's Mexican pizza, and I also wrote a non-vegan recipe as well. This is my first time writing a recipe from scratch, so just bear with me. To my knowledge, all the ingredients I will be using today are vegan friendly. I'm not vegan myself, but I sometimes like to take a break from eating meat.
Something important to note about these comparisons is that I compare not only my healthy vegan version and non-vegan version, I also have basic ingredients and Taco Bell's actual version listed. Mexican pizza made with basic ingredients for me means just going to the store and buying regular tortillas, frying them, using refried beans with lard, etc. Keep in mind that Taco Bell uses smaller tortillas than I did for this recipe, so if they were the same size as the ones I used, the calories would be a lot closer to the basic ingredient version. Later in the video, you'll also see that I will need adjustments for some ingredients. Do not worry, the info you see here is for the final version. In addition, calories were placed on a different chart, not because they're more important, but because it just made the ranges too far apart. As you can see, the versions made with healthy vegan ingredients and healthy non-vegan ingredients are much lower in calories. The vegan version I'm making today is only 387 calories. The non-vegan version is 482 calories. Mexican pizza made with basic ingredients is 855 calories, and Taco Bell lists their Mexican pizza is 530 calories. That looks pretty close to our healthy non-vegan version, but remember that it's also much smaller. If you make the non-vegan version, you're saving some carbs and you're getting a higher amount of protein because there's more protein in the meat and cheese than the vegan counterparts. But the cholesterol is much higher. The vegan version does not have any cholesterol, but the healthy non-vegan version does have 65 milligrams of cholesterol. You may be looking at all of this thinking, well, the Taco Bell version is not all that bad. But as mentioned before, it is smaller, and it's very likely that if the Mexican pizza was in stock, that you would add a burrito or taco to your order. You would probably be tempted to get the meal that comes with 2 tacos and a drink. My healthy version is large, high in fiber, which takes longer to digest and makes you feel full longer, and it's likely that you wouldn't feel the need to eat extra things with it. So now onto the recipe. Do you like my copycat cat? Get it? Instead of a dog, it's a cat. I have gathered all of the basic ingredients here, but I also have some optional toppings that you can add as well. The first thing you'll need are 8 tortillas. There's so many tortilla options, but I went with Mission Spinach Herb Carb Balance because each tortilla contains 6 grams of protein. They're also high in fiber. It will also help that we're baking the tortillas today rather than frying them in oil to make them crispy. 2 cups of meatless plant-based ground. I'm using garden meatless ground. As a non-vegan option, you can opt for 1 pound of ground beef like this 96% lean, 4% fat beef I found at the local market. 1 packet of taco seasoning, I went with McCormick low sodium because there was already a lot of sodium in some of the other ingredients. 1/2 cup vegetarian refried beans. Old El Paso vegetarian refried beans are labeled vegetarian, but they're vegan friendly. If you're using non-vegan ingredients, you can also use fat-free refried beans. The fat-free beans may be vegan friendly as well, but I'm not sure, so that's why I listed them for the non-vegan option. 1/4 cup red chili sauce. Taco Bell uses a pizza sauce on their Mexican pizza that is similar to red enchilada sauce. You can opt for enchilada sauce, but I decided to try red chili sauce for a more authentic flavor. Yes, I know this is a copycat for a non-authentic fast food restaurant, but our goal is to improve the recipe.
Wait, what? Actually, I'm not even sure why I even said that. Mexican pizza is not authentic to Mexico. It was an American invention, but you know what I'm saying. And that's why I'm keeping it in. Anyway, moving along. 1/2 cup plant-based Mexican style shreds. In my opinion, Chow Vegan Cheese by Field Roast is the best vegan cheese out there. I have not tried a lot of others, but the ones I did try were not quite as good as Chow. With anything that I've bought in this brand, I'm unable to tell the difference between cheese and vegan cheese. For the non-vegan option, you can use shredded, reduced fat Mexican blend cheese. 1 tomato. You can use any kind of tomato. I just thought these tomatoes on the vine looked great, so I went with this kind. The following are optional ingredients that do not come standard with the Mexican pizza, but I just think they would be nice. 8 olives. You'll need at least 8 olives. You can buy the basic black olives in a can that are already sliced. I'm just not a huge fan. Kalamata olives are my favorite kind of olive, so I'd rather just slice these up myself, and then later on I have a whole jar that I can use for snacks. 4 tablespoons of dairy-free sour cream. I went with Tofrutti sour cream. It is vegan sour cream, but just use this sparingly because it does add almost 5 carbs without a lot of nutrition. If you're doing the non-vegan version or you don't mind dairy, you can use reduced fat sour cream, which only adds 1/2 carb. 8 tablespoons of salsa or Taco Bell sauce. If you want it to taste like Taco Bell, you can buy Taco Bell sauce. That's if you don't have the little packets already laying around. My local market was out of the hot flavor, but they did have the mild. I personally would rather use sriracha sauce. Yes, I bought some right before the shortage, but today I'm just using the store brand Signature Chunky Classic salsa. I also like Mateo's medium salsa for more of a restaurant style salsa. This is a super easy and quick recipe. Prep time will take you maybe 20 minutes tops. Cooking time is about 20 minutes. So your total time will be like 40 minutes or less. Preheat oven to 400 degrees. Dice up the tomato to use later. Spread out the tortillas onto large baking sheets. I didn't really have a lot of baking sheets, so I used these pizza trays instead. Bake tortillas at 400 degrees for 3 to 4 minutes or until slightly brown. If you're using tortillas made from flour, you'll want to poke holes in the tortillas with a fork to prevent them from puffing up, but I didn't have any problem with these spinach tortillas. Make sure that you flip the tortillas frequently so that they do not burn. For high altitude, do not increase the heat, just bake longer if needed. I'm at a high altitude of about 5,500 feet and didn't have any problems. Remove the tortillas from the oven, but make sure you keep your oven heated to 400 degrees. You're going to need to use it again later. Brown the meatless browns in a large skillet. If you're using beef browns rather than the vegan meatless browns, make sure that you drain the excess grease from the pan when you're finished. Mix in your packet of taco seasoning. Warm up the refried beans in a small 1-quart saucepan on medium heat. Add about a tablespoon of water to the can and then stir it into the pot of beans to make them even easier to spread. Not necessary, but it just makes it a lot easier. I would normally not use a spatula to stir,
but I'm using it at this time because it's going to make it much easier to use the same tool to spread the beans onto the tortillas later. Place a layer of refried beans onto 4 tortillas as a base layer. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust the recipe. As I was making the recipe, it came to my attention that I would probably need more beans. It's all part of the recipe making process and the learning process. I ended up changing the recipe to 2 cups of refried beans. Place a thin layer of meatless grounds or beef on top of the beans. Place the other 4 tortillas that are left on top of the Mexican pizzas. Top all 4 Mexican pizzas with red chili sauce. You may be tempted to use extra here because red chili sauce will only add a few calories, but a little goes a long way. Too much red chili sauce will make it soggy. Add plant-based Mexican style shreds on top of the red chili sauce. If you're doing the non-vegan version, then you can use the shredded reduced fat Mexican blend cheese. It is at this point that I decided to add a little bit more cheese as well. As you can see, I probably could have left it, but I think that it would taste a lot better just to have a little bit more cheese, so I adjusted the recipe to make it 1 cup of cheese rather than 1/2. Bake at 400 degrees for about 6 to 7 minutes or until the cheese is melted. Again, for high altitude, do not increase the heat, just increase the baking time. I baked these for 15 minutes. Remove from the oven and let it cool for a couple of minutes. Top your pizza with diced tomato. You can stop right here and serve, or you can add the optional toppings. I am adding sliced Kalamata olives, and I'm putting some vegan sour cream and salsa on the side. I could not be more happy with how the Mexican pizza turned out. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Now you can serve it just like this, but I like to cut it into 4s. Here's the final revised copy of the recipe. As you can see, I changed the vegetarian refried beans to 2 cups, and I also changed the plant-based Mexican style shreds to 1 cup. The optional toppings remain the same. I will place the full recipe in the description below.
Okay, so I hit some snags, but did I accomplish what I set out to do? Did I make a healthier Mexican pizza? Yes. Did I make it vegan? Yes. Did I make it even better than Taco Bell? Yes. I think I made it bigger and better. It's delicious. I think this will actually be my meat-free Monday meal because it tastes so great and it's so filling. If you make this recipe, or you're going to make this recipe, please comment below what you think. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will answer them. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe so I can bring you new videos like this every week. Bye!